Vanessa, thank you so much. It's been nearly 11 months since Russia invaded Ukraine, resulted in many Ukrainians leaving the country to find a safe haven. Now that the holidays are here, families are looking for ways to make sure they have exactly what they need. And here this morning to talk about an organization helping Ukrainians this holiday season, Elizabeth Langland, a sponsor with Welcome Connect, and Anya McMurray, President and Chief Operating Officer. Thank you so much for being with us. Anya, we'll start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about Welcome Connect and how it works?
Absolutely. Welcome Connect is an online tool that we at welcome.us built to make it easier for Americans to learn about how to sponsor a Ukrainian family in need of safety and then get connected to them. And that's so important because as you just said, the Russian invasion of Ukraine has left millions of Ukrainians in need, and the US government created a program which allows those Ukrainians to seek safety here in the United States, but they must have the support of an American sponsor to do so. And since many Ukrainians don't know an American and many Americans who are ready to help don't know a Ukrainian, we built a platform that allows them to find each other. It's a safe, easy process for Ukrainians looking for Americans to sponsor them to find one.
And we want to bring in Elizabeth now. What made you and your husband, I believe his name is Jerry, decide to sponsor refugees?
Yes, thank you for that question. I had worked in 2017 with a young woman from Afghanistan who had managed to escape her country to pursue an education which was denied her by the Taliban. She was a refugee. She was benefiting enormously by her experience. And when Russia began its war of aggression on Ukraine, my husband and I wanted to do something to help the Ukrainians, the displaced and suffering Ukrainians, but we didn't know how. And we were delighted to find the welcome.us website, which created this very important opportunity to us and gave us a clear roadmap for how to help. We didn't know any Ukrainians. They made it easy for us to connect.
And I understand you were matched with sisters and their kids, right? So how is that relationship going and what have you done for them?
Oh, that is correct. We were matched, but that meant that we actually chose them. We went to the website with our own profile. We reviewed some profiles of potential Ukrainian refugees, and we identified these two sisters, and each of whom has one child. Their husbands, of course, remained in Ukraine as part of the Territorial Defense Army. We wanted to make sure they were safe, that their children had an education, and I must say it has gone beautifully. The children are in school. They are very happy. Their mothers commented about 2 weeks after they arrived that it had been so long since they had seen the children happy.
Aww.
They had forgotten what that looked like.
That's wonderful. Anya, if people are familiar with this, how is private sponsorship different from refugee resettlement programs of the past? And what does this perhaps mean for the future with your program?
Absolutely. Well, private sponsorship or community sponsorship allows everyday Americans, together with their congregations or community groups, just like Elizabeth is doing, to sponsor a refugee by doing things like helping them find a job, learn English, generally settle into their community. And that's been so important because with the evacuation of Afghanistan last year and now the ongoing war in Ukraine, our traditional refugee resettlement system has been deeply strained. And private sponsorship or community sponsorship has created this new opportunity and revealed this, what I find to be a beautiful truth about our country, that if we turn to the American people, they will step up and offer a welcoming hand to those in need of safety here. And Americans have been so quick to do this. More than 175,000 Americans have already applied to sponsor a Ukrainian newcomer. It's really remarkable.
You guys are doing such wonderful things that will be life-changing and are life-changing for so many people. Thank you both for being here. We really appreciate it. Now, if you'd like to have more information on perhaps how you can help in the process, we've